Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today I'm going to do an update on my Vermibag Max. Now, it's been about 15 days since the last update. We still had some fruit fly issues, although it was getting better. I've added a bunch of stuff to there, such as diatomaceous earth. I've added a ton of crushed eggshells. I've added a lot of different things. So we're going to take a look and see how it's doing, and see if the fruit flies are still an issue. If they are, I'm going to try something new. If not, we'll try it out in another bin later where that's having a fruit fly issue. So let's go and take a look and see how this is doing. I'm sure it needs food, and I'm sure it's going to need a lot of bedding, but we're going to load it up this time. So let's go and take a look. All right, so here's the Vermibag Max. I'm going to open it up, but I do have my vacuum here ready to go just in case there's a lot of fruit flies in here. And we'll see how it's going here. Remember last time I did put that piece of tarp over the top to keep moisture in, so we'll see also if it's moist as it was before. So let's just take a look here. I see one fruit fly. All right, a couple fruit flies here. Let me just get these guys. So really not too bad. Only really 3 or 4 fruit flies in here, so I guess that diatomaceous earth, there's another one, just killed him, is taking effect and working a little bit better. So first off, let's just take a look at this tarp right here. As you can see, there are a ton of worms on the top of it. I'm going to just move this off to the side. There's another fruit fly right there. So definitely not nearly as bad as it was before, but the worms are starting to take control again and start really working on this material, it looks like. So let me move this off to the side. Find a place to put it. All right, and let's just take a look in here. The first thing I noticed is that we've got some pumpkin seeds coming up here. So we threw some pumpkin in here, and you can tell we've got these pumpkin seeds. All right, there's getting a few more here. A few more fruit flies coming around the side here now, it looks like, as I took off the lid. So maybe we will take care of them with something else here that's a little bit different. So you can see, though, these pumpkin seeds, they're starting to come up, and that's perfectly fine. You just plow them right back in when you have stuff like this coming up. The only thing I will say is with these pumpkin seeds is that they do take a while. I'm just trying to get it to focus here for you guys. They do take a while to get rid of these actual seeds. Actually, this one might be a better example here. So you can see right here, this seed will just take a while to break down in a bin. So, which is perfectly fine. There were some worms here that were on the top. That happens with the material being this way. There's a lot of bedding material up here that I threw on top. And you can see the worms are really working their way through here. And the tarp also helps, that way they can come to the top. I see another fruit fly here and another one. So maybe there's still a fruit fly issue in here. I think we will try to take care of this this time. But first off, let's just dig down in here and take a look and see how this is going here. So not too many worms. Although you can see this root system coming out the bottom here from the plant. It looks like the worms are really spread out along the top, but that's also where we had a lot of the material. There is a mite population in here, you can see. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is definitely a mite population. I'm going to bring this up as close as I can get it, I think, with it staying in focus, but there's mites on there. So there is some other creatures in here stirring about. Let's just dig down here a little bit more. Still have these peanut shells. They're not going anywhere, and I am seeing what looks to be maybe some pot worms in here as well. So it's a working ecosystem in here. Not seeing nearly as many red worms as used to be in here, though. That's one of the things that's sort of disappointing. It looks like that sort of popped back a little bit and been hurt by the lack of feeding I've been doing. So let's just dig on this edge over here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Still seeing some pot worms, a couple worms though. So there's one right there. Material though, the material in this bin just always looks really good as far as the crumbliness of it. It just seems to always have a good moisture content, especially once you put the tarp on to keep some of the moisture in. But all the food that I put in 15 days ago seems to be gone, which was primarily pumpkin, but still. I mean, there's a lot of food that was in here. I think the worms are actually working their way up. There's a lot of them I'm finding in this paper material, you know, and there you can see in there's a little centipede. I think it's a centipede. It's either that or it's a millipede. I think it's centipede though. So the worms, I think, are starting to really start looking for food. I think that's why they've moved up into the bedding material. I think they're running out of food down below, so they're coming up here to this bedding. But as I said, all the food in here appears to be gone. I'm not seeing any pumpkin or anything in here, which is good because I have a massive feeding ready to go for this bin. Now, I'm not seeing a ton of worms though. I mean, I'm seeing them mixed in here to this bedding material, but it's not quite as amazing as I expected it to be, or I was hoping it would be, since the last time I fed them with so much food. But as I said, it is all gone. All right, here we go. Looked like there was quite a few worms right there. But, you know, 15 days to go through all that food was pretty quick with the amount of food that I put in there. And let's just see here if there's anything down. Let's just dig down here in this one section over here. See if we can find any worms in here. And see, as you can see, the material looks great. It's crumbling right apart. I only see really a couple worms in here. There's a couple right there, one right here. But the material just looks fantastic. I mean, this is almost ready to go into a garden or, you know, a pot or something like that. So, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move everything around here. We're going to just kind of plow everything underneath. There's not enough bedding in here anymore anyhow. So we're going to move everything around. Just kind of take a look as we're doing it. Again, some more worms here on the bedding material. They're really starting to tackle that bedding, I think, because of the lack of food. But this was, I guess, a avocado seed that's really soft and starting to break down. Just paper. Okay, so I think we are going to put in, because I'm still seeing fruit flies crawling around here, some of our some stuff that I've brewed up here to put in here. So, and what this is it's these mosquito bits. So this right here, I have this, I put it with water, and, you know, I mixed it together, and with that we're going to just kind of sprinkle this over the top after we get everything else in here, and that's going to hopefully take care of our fruit fly issue in here. So first thing we're going to do though is we're going to make a small hole here in the middle, and we're going to add some food. So we're going to dig this out. Let's just see if we can dig out a little bit more. And I'm just moving this material off to the side just for now, because what we're going to do is we're going to add some paper. This is a mixture of paper and shredded cardboard, and we're just going to do that to protect the worms that are in the center there, anything that's down there, because I'm putting in all frozen foods like I normally do. And that's just, I've been freezing everything now to make sure that I don't have really any more fruit fly issues come in this way. Now we're going to add a lot of food here. I have a ton, an absolute massive amount of food, because I have my pumpkins that I had to put in here. I've got some, if I can grab this is all frozen, as I said, so I'm going to grab a big chunk here. Multiple pumpkins here, and some coffee grounds. And then we're going to throw in a couple lemon peels and orange peels. And I've got some veggies and some lemons there as well. As I said, we're putting in a lot of food this time. I need to get this bin moving, and I need to get more of my food out of my freezer here, because I've been delaying due to the fruit flies that I've had, as I've been trying to get rid of them out of my basement. So there we go. I think that's a good amount of food in there. Actually, let me put in a little bit more. We're going to add in a couple more banana peels. As you know, I always have tons of banana peels, and I think this is celery right here, a piece of the end of celery. So, all right, I think that's good. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put some more paper on top. Actually, before I do the paper, before I forget here, I've forgotten a couple times now. I'm just going to put my glove off to the side here. I'm going to grab my shredded or ground up or crushed, however you want to call it. This is crab and eggshell, and I'm going to sprinkle this on because I've got citrus in here. I need to put on a lot. Now, normally you want to wear a mask when you're doing this. I'm putting this on at a very low place where it shouldn't go up in my face, and I breathe it in because it is bad for your lungs. So there we go. That is in there. Now it is time to add more paper. We're going to add quite a bit of paper here because I really want to cover this up now. So we're going to dump a ton of paper in here to build this back up again. So there we go. That's a lot of paper. It's basically a 6-gallon bucket worth of paper here. We're really going to get this paper going again, but first thing we're going to do here, lots of paper dust in the air, is I'm going to pour that concoction I was telling you about that had the mosquito bits mixed in with water. So, and here it is. Here's our jug. As you can tell, there's some of the bits are still in there, but there's a lot of water in here, and that's why I can put down a lot of paper. And that's why I put down a lot of paper too, is because I knew that I'd be pouring this over it. And to do so, I didn't want to have it go right down through the bin. So I'm going to have all this stuff right on top like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of mix this in here. And hopefully this stuff will work to kill these mosquitoes that are in here. Or mosquitoes, sorry. That's mosquito bits, but kill the fruit flies that are in here. Whew. All right, now, last thing we need to do to close this up is I need to put my tarp back on. So I'm not going to add any extra water because I just poured in water and pumpkin has a lot of water in it. We're going to put this tarp back on just on top. That's going to hold this moisture in, and that way it stays in there and stays nice and moist, hopefully. And we're going to close this up, and we'll come back and see how it's doing. So thank you for watching. Please remember, I do have links if you're looking to buy one of these Vermibags down below, and I also have Amazon links to a lot of the items that you see in my videos. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment down below.